Join me for a port day in Belize City, Belize. I am cruising on board the beautiful Sky Princess and decided to book a ship excursion that would take me to the Mayan ruins for a bit of history. Be sure to like this video and subscribe if you aren't already. Thank you. Alright, good morning guys. I'm RacQuelle from MHFamilyAdventures. It is day 5 on board Sky Princess. We're in Belize City. So I'm up bright and early. We have to catch a tender to get to Belize. If you're not familiar with Belize City, it is a tender port. So we have to catch one of these little boats over to the main island. So the last time we were here in Belize, we went cave tubing as a family with MSC, so be sure to check that out. Now today I'm going to the Mayan ruins. This is a Princess shore excursion. So I found it to be a little bit safer to book the excursion through Princess rather than go off on my own because there is a tender involved. Now the tender is going to take about 30 minutes to get to the main island, depending on, weather conditions, water conditions, what have you. So my tour is going to meet up in 45 minutes in the theater. So I'm going to grab a quick breakfast and head off to Belize. It's going to be a great day. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We're going to have a great day here in Belize. And I think because it is a quick morning, I'm going to head down to International Cafe to grab a quick breakfast. That's going to be a lot quicker than going to the buffet. That is complimentary, so let's check it out. Something else to consider about Belize City, any port that has a tender has the chance to possibly be canceled. So if there's inclement weather, think Belize City, Grand Cayman, some of the private islands. So keep that in mind. If you are going to an island that requires a tender, it will be listed on your itinerary. So just keep that in mind. It is a port that could potentially be canceled in inclement weather. Alright, so I grabbed a ham, egg, and cheese McMuffin, chocolate croissant, and a butter pecan latte. Now the latte is not included, but if you have Princess Plus, Princess Premier, it is. So that's part of the drink package. So I got that bottled water, and I'm going to eat and head to the theater.
For you to the pontoon area, I will take you down to board the water shuttle.
Alright, so something else to know is if you have a Princess Shore excursion, you don't need to pick up a water taxi ticket. But if you don't, they're going to leave information the night before on where you need to go to pick those up. And they started calling. The recommendation is to get off as early as you can, especially if you have a third-party shore excursion, because like the peak times for people getting off would be between 9 and 11, and then getting back on, they said between like 2 and 4. We have to be back on the ship by 5:30. This tour is going to take us right up until that point. But yeah, just wait for information in your cabin on where to pick up your water taxis. If you are elite or in a suite, you will have a specific location to go the morning of to wait for the water taxi because you get priority. So didn't have to worry about that this go round because I am booked on a shore excursion. But just keep that in mind if you're cruising with Princess. Also, they'll have you line up in the order that you enter for your excursion, and they just have you filter out in a single file line down to the deck where you're going to get on the water taxi. So like I said, I'm on right now, and it's gonna be about a 30-minute ride over. It's a little bumpy this morning, but it should be okay. It's kind of overcast, not too hot, not yet, but it's gonna get pretty hot, I'm sure. But it's gonna be a beautiful day. All right, so the ride over on the water taxi was about 20-25 minutes. It really just depends on the weather conditions, so be sure to plan accordingly, especially if you have a third-party shore excursion. Now, for Princess cruises, if you book a Princess shore excursion, you will actually meet your tour guide right here, right when you get off the dock. If you booked a third-party shore excursion, you will actually have to go out these doors. This is through the terminal to the right, and there you will see all of the third-party vendors. But we boarded the bus. They gave us a number so we knew which group we were in, and we were off headed to the Mayan ruins. Now, I do want to caution that if you book a Mayan ruins tour, whether it's through Princess or through a third-party shore excursion, it is going to be about an hour to an hour and 15-minute ride going there and returning to the ship. So be prepared with water, devices, what have you, because it is quite a ride out there. Now, our tour guide did give us a bit of history going out, so it was a very nice ride because he gave us a lot of information, a lot of history, but just caution yourself and know that it is a long ride, but it is worth it because I had an amazing time and it is beautiful out at the Mayan ruins.
Before we go on in, I must say, my friend, there's always basic rules and regulations. No drinking of alcoholic beverages, no smoking inside the park. Whatever you do here today, do it at your own risk. We don't provide garbage container. Garbage in, garbage out. Also, as you go on in, you got to look out for roots and some rocks, my friend, because for sure they won't be looking out for you. Side of the park. Today we'll be seeing an ancient Mayan city, dated from about 200 BC. Civilization here believed to last till 900 AD. But however, the site was discovered in the 1960s. The person that discovered the site, my friend, his name is Mr. Benjamin Ordinance. His name is not recorded in history. So it is my duty and my responsibility to let the visitors and guests know the name of the person that discovered the site. Also, Altuna Ha is not the original name of the site. Nobody to this date knows the original name of the site. This name Rockstone Pond, when translated into Yucatec Maya, it means Altuna Ha, and that is how the site gets its name. No stela was discovered here. Anybody know what is a stela? No. A huge rock. For us today, we use tablet, we use computers, we use phone to document anything that we want. But for the Mayans, they use stela. It has the name of the city, sequence of events that occurred here at the city, all important dates about the city and different rules that rules over the city would be on a stela. None of that was discovered here. Wow. The Mayan write in hieroglyphic and picture writing as well. The only booklet that was discovered here in the site was in an accordion shape, and due to the age of it, they couldn't get any information out of it, so they simply placed it back inside the tomb. One of the most complicated sites to deal with, smaller, but the richest Mayan site in the entire world, due to the amount of jade artifacts that was discovered here. One over here to my right, still in their natural state from since when the Mayan was living here to present. We believe all of them are residential area. 95 to 99% of the time, as long as they're residential area, simply means that they're a burial. The Mayan buried their dead inside their home, my friend. Now we only have two plazas here, a plaza A and a plaza B. Plaza A in front of us this side, my friend, Dr. David Pennegas believed was a trading ground. Can anybody come in? Why or what do you think led the archaeologists to believe that this was a trading ground? Anybody? Trade. Exchange of goods.
Again, the way it's, yeah.
Close to the water?
Yeah, pretty close to the water. You know what? We're not going to go in the sun today, so anybody who come after us have to go in the sun. Let's stand right here. Yeah, right here. Covered in here. For example, jade. Jade is not from Belize, my friend. Obsidian, volcanic rock. We don't have any volcanoes here in Belize either. All brought here during the trading process. Apart from it would be cocoa beans, salt, seashells, parrot feathers. Jaguar pelts was also doing trading in here. Also, the temple has shocked the archaeologists because he discovered the remains of a female on the inside here. A female at that time couldn't take part in any public activity. They have no say. They couldn't even appear in here. This was sacred grounds. The only time you can allow it in here is when doing a trading and when doing an offering. They would never bury the female on any one of these temples. Only the high priest would bury it in here. They knew it was a female because of the pelvic area, and also her forehead was crushed. Simply means that she was the wife of one of the high priests. The high priest is allowed to have as many wives as he chooses to. But when he died, they would always do a ceremony by killing the first wife, believing that he would need her to travel with him in the afterlife as well. separates the tongue from the female. Come on. No husband here?
So they can't speak?
I want the male to answer this one here. Say it, man. Say it.
I don't want to say.
Are you afraid of your wife? Oh, man. Yeah, because they talk too much. Just shut them up. See, this young lady was right. She know her problem.
Yeah.
Going to nourish a child in what he or she will become in the future. Then there appears the clitoris of the female and the head of the penis from the male, because they believe when a male and a female come together, then is when life actually started. All sacred portion of the body is for the mind. So in order for them to use it in these ceremony, it must be a part of the elite family, and you cannot have any sin in your life whatsoever. It must be pure, clean, and untouched. A blood offering was the highest honored offering that they could have given to any gods at the time, my friend.
All right, so now it's time to climb. Now this is optional. If you decide to go up, you can. I will say now that I tried to do it, I did not make it all the way to the top. That if you have any mobility challenges, can't walk on uneven terrain, then this might not be for you. These handrails were quite wobbly, so if you need extra support, I definitely don't recommend doing it. It was kind of shaky going all the way up. The stairs are very steep. I just wouldn't recommend it. I kind of know my limitations, and I know my limitations do not include falling off of Mayan ruins. So I did make the attempt to go all the way up to the top, but did not make it. Now, we were supposed to have the option to go up 2 different ones, but they only allowed us to go up this one. There was a smaller one that I probably would have made to the top, but they kind of forced us to go up this one because of time restrictions. So keep that in mind. There are multiple ones that you can climb. This one was just rather too large for me, so I decided to get back down and check out the views from below. But as you see, it's beautiful. Lots of history here. I loved my time here.
Beautiful tree over here. Like to see? Now, let me straight on the other way. The tree, my friend, is the saber tree. It's the sacred tree of the Mayas. The tree that they believe transport the souls from the underworld to the heaven after it goes through its purification process. For some people, they call it the tree of life. So after the Mayan soul goes through the upper 9 levels, they believe that the soil purifies the soul, then it's been taken up through the roots of the tree and then transported through the limbs, the body of the tree, and then take the souls inside the heaven of earth. Okay, the national flag of Belize. Here is the tapir, which is the national animal of Belize. It's a herbivore, goes between 400 to 600 pounds in weight as well. The black orchid flowers, I don't see no flowers on it at this time, but this is the national flowers of Belize as well. The toucan bird is the national bird of Belize. The only thing on the toucan bird that is not accurate is the beak. This is not from Rio. Our toucan bird does not have a blue on its beak. It has a pea green in color. Yes, the color of the body is full jetted black, a yellow chest, and the red at the tail is not because of its spook. It's the original color of the toucan bird as well. The mahogany tree, the national tree of Belize, also call it a jealous tree because when planted close to other trees, always compete to outgrow them. Take between 80 to 100 years in order for it to be fully mature.
Alright guys, I know you see the sweat. It is hot out here. I remember when we came to Belize last March, it was so hot. We went river tubing, so it wasn't terrible, but like you guys see the sweat. And this is me wiping. But I grabbed 2 Belizean meat pies and a Coke, $6 at one of these kiosks here. Just something to try and something to drink. I've been drinking water, but I need something else. Yeah, it's hot, so I'm about to head back to the bus and go back to port, I believe. So this was, the tour advertises like 5 hours. We were here for less than an hour at the Mayan Ruins. I'm not complaining because it's hot, but just keep that in mind if you are looking to have a little bit longer here. this particular tour, like I said, we're only there an hour. They said it was due to traffic, but I don't know for sure or not. But headed back to the bus, and I'm going to enjoy my meat pies. Also, be sure you pack some bug repellent. There are a lot of like little gnats and mosquitoes and things out here. So you definitely want to make sure you pack some repellent, because yeah, they were nipping at me a little bit. That was the beef one. I'm gonna try the chicken. It's like a puree. This one tastes better, but I was expecting like chicken. It's not quite that. All right, guys, so that meal, I'm gonna call it a snack, it was delicious. But as you saw, it was a very tiny piece of chicken. I would have bought a plate. That's how good it was. But yeah, it's an appetizer, a little sampler, not a full meal. And if you're on this tour, you have to buy your drink. So I left my Coke on the bus. So yeah, you have to buy your drink, but the food is included. Very, very tasty, very small portion. They should charge for plates. I would buy a plate. It was so good. But headed back to the bus, and I think this is it. I think this is the end of the tour. So we're gonna just walk around Belize Port for a little bit before getting on the tender boat back to the ship. All right, so now we're back at port. Now I will say, guys, when you return to Belize, usually there's a really, really long line getting back to the water taxis. So plan accordingly. I recall when we were there before, we waited over an hour to get on the water taxi. This time it wasn't quite as bad. It was about 30-minute wait, but the line can get long. It can get really hot, especially in the summer months. So keep that in mind. There's no place to sit or what have you. So plan accordingly getting back to the ship after your excursion, because you do have to take the water taxi back. But overall, I had a great time in Belize, and I can't wait to return.